The concluding part of the story of a mermaid made a deal with Pastor John. Before we go into the story, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, give a like, and turn on the notification bell, so that you will not miss some interesting story like this one. The next morning, the village was quiet. Children played around. Pastor John sat under the big tree behind his church. His white shirt was wet with tears. He had not slept. He kept hearing the mermaid's last words in his head. "Give me a special soul, or I will take yours." He had saved Emeka, but he knew the mermaid was still angry. She would return. He closed his eyes and prayed, "God, I'm sorry. I made a big mistake. Please help me." Just then, Mama Tay visited him. She sat beside him and looked at his face. "John," she said quietly. He looked at her in shock. "You?" "Yes," she said. "I have seen your dreams. I have felt the river cry. I know you made a deal with her." He began to cry again. "I wanted to help the church. I wanted to be strong. But I did a terrible thing." Mama Tay held his hand. "You are still alive. That means you can still change. But the river is not done. You must prepare." He looked at her. "How do I prepare?" "You must confess to the people. Tell the truth. Then the power of their forgiveness will fight her." Pastor John shook his head. "They will never forgive me. I gave souls. I lied." Mama Tay stood up slowly. "People forgive what they understand. Speak before it is too late." That evening, Pastor John called for a church meeting. Some people came. Some stayed away. He stood on the altar in his old clothes. No gold. No shiny shoes. Just simple clothes and a Bible in his hand. He took a deep breath. "My name is John. I am your brother. And I have done something bad." People began to murmur. He continued, "Years ago, I went to the river to pray. A mermaid came. She promised me power. I said yes. Everyone looked different. I gave her lives," he said. "I'm sorry. I lied to you. I took God's name and used it for evil." Some women cried. Some men looked down in silence. "I want to change," he said. "Please help me." No one spoke. "I forgive you," all said in a soft voice. Then one woman came. Then Emeka. Then Mama Grace. One by one, people came and stood beside him. Mama Tay smiled from the back. A new kind of power filled the church that night. Not power from the river, but power from truth. But the mermaid was not done. That same night, the river turned black. Waves rose high. Thunder cracked the sky. In his small room, Pastor John sat and waited. The mermaid stood in front of him in his room. Her hair was long. Her eyes were red. Her hands looked like sharp fish fins. "I broke the lie," he said. "She said, 'I will take your soul now.'" But just as she moved closer, a light filled the room. Mama Tay stood at the door, holding an old staff. "You cannot have him," she shouted. The mermaid screamed. "I was here before you." Mama Tay cried. "You cannot rule this land." Then villagers came running in with lanterns. They sang old songs. Songs from their fathers. Songs from long ago. As they sang, the mermaid began to shake. She cried. Light grew stronger. "I will return," she shouted. Then she disappeared. And the village was calm again. The next morning, Pastor John stepped outside. Children laughed and ran to the church. Mama Tay sat on a bench smiling. The river was now clear and clean. From that day, Pastor John became a true servant of the people. He gave his car to help build a school. He sold his big house and built a clinic for sick people. He no longer wanted gold. He wanted peace. And even though he lost many things, he found something greater. He found forgiveness. The village was peaceful. Children went to school. The river was clean and full of fish. People sang happy songs. Pastor John was now called Brother John. He no longer called himself Prophet or Papa Power. He was humble, gentle, and kind. He still preached, but with honesty. He still prayed, but with truth. He still helped people, but never again with lies. But far under the river, the mermaid waited. She sat on her throne made of shells and bones. Her eyes were cold. She had not forgotten. "He tricked me," she whispered. "He gave me power, then took it back." She opened her hand and looked into a round, dark mirror made of water. In it, she saw the village. She saw the happy children. She saw John smiling. She saw Mama Tay planting flowers. And she saw a small boy, David, carrying a book to school. Her eyes glowed red. "This boy, he is the one," she said. "He will become the next light in the village. I must stop him." She rose from her throne. "It is time to return." A new dream. That night, John had a dream. He saw the river turning red. He saw a woman with green skin and long black hair. He saw the small boy, David, falling into the water. He woke up in sweat. "Oh no," he whispered. "She's back." He ran to Mama Tay's house. The old woman was already awake. "I saw her too," she said. "She wants the child." John sat down, shaking. "We must protect him," he said. "But how?" Mama Tay looked at the stars. "We must do what we didn't do before. We must tell the whole truth to everyone. The people must pray, and the boy must be covered with light." David was only 8 years old. He was quiet but wise. He loved reading and drawing. He often sat by the river and wrote songs. One morning, he saw something shiny in the water. He bent down. A soft voice called, "David." He blinked. He saw a woman under the water, smiling. "Come," she said. "Let me show you something special." David felt sleepy. He took a step closer. Suddenly, someone grabbed him from behind. It was Emeka. "David!" Emeka shouted. "Don't look at her." The river splashed. The mermaid hissed and vanished. Emeka carried David back to the village. The village comes together. That evening, John rang to the church bell. The whole village came. He stood in front of them. "She has returned," he said. "The mermaid wants David." Gasps, cries, and fear. But John raised his hands. "We will not run. We will not fear. We will fight, not with weapons, but with truth, prayers, and unity." Mama Tay stood up. "We must cover the boy in light. Every family must light a candle for him. Every house must sing for him. Every child must say his name in prayer." And so they did. That night, 100 candles burned in the village. Voices sang. Children held hands. David sat in the middle of the village, wrapped in white cloth. John prayed. Mama Tay held her staff. Then came the wind. Then came the river waves. Then came the mermaid. She flew out of the water, screaming. "Give me the boy!" she shouted. She turned into fire. She turned into smoke. But the candles burned brighter. The voices sang louder. She screamed, "I am power. I am deep. I am forever." John stepped forward. "You are lies. You are fear. And today you end." He threw holy water at her. Mama Tay raised her staff. The people knelt and prayed. And suddenly, a bright light filled the sky. The mermaid let out a loud cry. She burst into smoke. And this time, She was gone forever. Peace again. The next day, the sun was warm. David smiled and played with other children. John knelt in the church and thanked God. Mama Tay planted a new tree by the river. The village had won, not because of magic, but because of truth, forgiveness, and unity. From that day, no one feared the river again. It flowed with joy. It carried songs. And it told the story of how a village beat a dark secret. Many years passed. David grew up strong and kind. He became a teacher, then a leader. People came from far away to hear him speak. He built schools, helped the poor, and protected the river. One day, he stood at the village square and said, "Long ago, our village was dark. A man made a bad deal to get power. But we found the truth, and truth brought light." He looked at the children. Never take power from the wrong place. Never listen to voices that promise quick things. Real power comes from honesty, hard work, prayer, and love. Pastor John, now an old man, sat in the front row. He smiled and wiped a tear. Mama Tay, older but still strong, nodded slowly. The village clapped and sang. The river flowed gently beside them, clean and calm. Peace had come, and it stayed. The story of Pastor John became a lesson to everyone in the village. Don't follow easy power that comes with secrets. Always tell the truth, even when it's hard. Pray and stay united with your family and friends. Evil hides in shiny things, but light wins in the end. Your choices can be bless or harm others. Choose as well. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for more interesting story from us.